if you're in there. I'm going to present to everyone. So if you're in there, I've got that started. I put a link in Google Hangout to, if you want to join where you can ask questions and things like that. Just make sure you mute when you come in. So I think I've got everybody muted. Then I'm going to put a link over here. I'll start the screen sharing. Screen sharing with everybody in link. Can y'all hear me? I'm going to put a link in link. That has the link to the document that I'm on. Let that go away. There we go. Okay, so I am in Google Docs. I think we have people here that is in here. Yes, you can hear me. Good deal. I'm glad it works. Yay. All right, good job, Lauren. Yeah, it doesn't always work. So when it does, it's always a plus. All right, so I think I gave you guys the link. I'm going to go ahead and give you a link here. Looks like you guys are already in there to the webinar. And I think we'll go ahead and get started. If people join, they can go ahead and join. All right, so we're going to look at extensions. Extensions are kind of things that are added to Google Chrome. They're going to be added to the toolbar. If you notice, I'm in Google Chrome and I'm signed in. It says my name. If I logged out, it would just have a little man kind of here. It's kind of like a little head. And so what you do is you just click on the little guy's head, and you can, like if I click switch person, it'll show me, here's me. You can do add a person. If you didn't, I'm going to close that because I'm not really going to add a person. But you can click on that and you just go into the login, use your Jeff Coed Google account, and it will go and add, it'll go ahead and log you in. And so once you've logged into Chrome, whatever extensions you save will show up no matter where you're at. And I hope you guys can hear me. My voice is kind of scratchy today. So if I log into a Chromebook, if I log into Chrome on another computer, on my laptop, if I log on to Chrome on my Chromebox, no matter where I log in, these extensions are going to stay with me. So that's always a plus about this, because you just set it up one time. Your students just set it up one time, and it's going to be there forever. Unless you turn them off. I have a couple of links here just to kind of before we get started. One is the Chrome App Store. So if I click on this, it's going to take us to, this is what the Chrome App Store. Now look, it has apps, it has games, it has themes, but there is an extension box. And these are going to be your extensions that you can add on there. If you notice, there's a bazillion and 10. That's kind of why I was going to give you guys a couple to choose from that I know work and that I know are really good, especially in education and things. Oh, here's one, pin it button. I can't believe I don't have that one in there. There's a Pinterest pin button, and that will actually pin everything that you do in Pinterest. Actually, I'll go ahead and click on that one because I don't have it added to this. I'm going to say that this is my daughter's favorite one. So if I see it, when I just click right here and it says Add to Chrome. And then I tell it to add an extension, and it'll go ahead and add my extension to the browser. Of course, it'll come open, something like that, just to kind of make sure. It'll want me to sign in. It's not going to do me much good to have that without signing into Pinterest, but it's there. So that's kind of how you add Chrome extensions. So that is just chrome.google.com/webstore. And that'll take you to the home store, and then you can click on extensions, and it'll take you to that category part as well. To manage your extensions, so once I give you all these extensions and you go in and start playing with them and you want them to go away because they're driving you crazy, there is a way you do that. You go over here to your menu bar. If you notice, it's right under the X here. And I go to Settings. And I'm in my Chrome settings, and there is actually an extension button right here. So if I click on that, it's going to take me, and here's all my extensions that I have. So I have tons. If I want it to be gone, I just click on this little trash can, and I can just delete them off. There's some of them that, if it has that in there, that means it was sent out by the district. I don't think you'll have any of those. I was playing around with some stuff. I'm going to take that one off. And so this is kind of where you can go in and trash them if you don't want them. If it's driving you crazy, this is where you can do that. Uh-oh, somebody's calling me. Uh-oh. Hold on, how do I do that? What is going on here? Okay, can she just go, just call it, whoa. She's trying to join the Hangout. Okay, I'm already on a video. All right, I don't want to do this because I want to do my other call. Okay, that was weird. So let's see. Let's go back to. I'm gonna close that up. So let's go back to here. So that's how you manage your extensions. So yeah, you just click over here in your menu and you go to settings, and then it's in extensions. So I've kind of put these in two different categories. One's extensions for productivity, and one's extensions for accessibility. So those are more for the kids to use. And these are more just to kind of help you guys out. The first one, this is a plus, because all of these extensions that I have, here's all of them that I have. There's tons. It's nice to be able to turn them on and off. And so Extensity is the name of this, and this is the one of the ones you want to add first. And I have them all hyperlinked, so if you click on them, it'll take you to the store. And what it does is I can click on Extensity, and I can turn some of these on and off. And so you're going to see me coming over here to this one and turning things on and off as we go. Some of them don't turn off, but most of them do. And that way I don't have them all running. If they're all running at one time, it's going to cause my Chrome to crash. It can't support, I mean, look how many I've got up here. You don't want all these. These are just, I mean, I do. So I can show you guys how to use them, but you just find the ones that you like the best and use this. So they're kind of in alphabetical order because I'm just going to go down in Extensity, and I'm going to turn them on as we go. So the first one right here is called Split Screen, and what it does is it'll take your tab and split it up into two screens. So if I click Split Screen, then I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to click on it. And so all I did was click on it up here, and what it does is open up a new screen. So I could actually take this because I say, okay, I wanted this right here. I'll try to have some stuff open. And I'm going to copy and paste that in. And then over here, I'm going to want what I'm working. So I'm going to click Enter. It's going to take me to that page. And then let's say I want this document over here so I can kind of work and do this. And I know that, you know, where Windows does split screen and stuff, but this is all inside of one tab. So I love that I can do that inside of one tab. I can come over here, read what I need to read, and then come over here and type if I need to, and go back and forth, and it's all there. And then when I'm done with it, I can just close it, and it closes that one screen. So that would be split screen. The next one is ad block for YouTube. And so this is kind of what I did right here is I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Turn back off split screen. And I'm going to turn on ad block. And, well, actually, I'm going to turn it off. I don't want it on. So here's this YouTube video without ad block. And you see it's got this ad. It's got Minecraft. I have to watch this whole Minecraft. You can skip video into. I hate that especially when I was in the classroom. I hated when I had to pull up a YouTube video and it had it. And even with our filter, it would still have that on there. But if I go over here to Extensity and I turn that on, you see it pops up here instead of over there, which I don't understand why it does that. I guess because it's only on this page. I'm going to reload this page. And it goes straight into, there's no ad, it goes straight into the video. And as you notice right here, it says clean by ad block for YouTube. And so it automatically took that ad that was already on there, and it took it off. And so now I don't have to worry about if I have students watching it, it's going to have an ad about something kind of embarrassing. I remember one time there was a hemorrhoid commercial that came up in the middle of class, and the kids couldn't even watch the video because they were laughing too hard at that. And the questions that came afterwards was probably inappropriate. So yeah, that's a really great thing to have. So that would be ad block for YouTube. Another one that we have is Bitly. And I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to turn Bitly on. So Bitly's right here. So right now I have this Google Doc that's really long. The link is very long. With Bitly, I can shorten that URL. So if I click that, you notice it pops up and it automatically shortens that URL. Because I have a Bitly account and I'm logged in, I can actually call this extension webinar. You click save, and actually it'll save that extension webinar, and I can copy that, and I get my own custom link. And so I can go over here, I can go over here, open up a new tab, paste that in, so it's just bit.ly/extension webinar, and click on that, and it'll take you there. So if you've ever had kids trying to type in www. whatever, it's a nightmare. And but if you do it that way, it makes it a little bit easier. So that's bit.ly, and I'm gonna leave that one up because I always have that one. The next one is called Capture, Explain, and Send, and it will take a screenshot of a web page, and it'll let you annotate over it. So if you're trying to show somebody how to use a web page and you want screenshots, screenshots are not always the prettiest thing in the world because you have to copy and paste and then open it somewhere else. Even if you're using the built-in things. So if I click on this and open it, where'd it go? Capture, Explain, and Send. And so if I'm on this page right here and I say, okay, you know what, I'm going to do this page, I'm just going to grab a selected area. So let's say I'm just going to grab this part right here. It's going to open this up in a new screen, and I can say, okay, I want an arrow, and I want to say this is what we're talking about. I could even circle it if I want to. I can type this is the extension, and put that right there, and then I can click done, and I can copy this image. So I right click and copy image. If I click on that, it'll tell me to do that. I can copy image. I can come back over here to this webinar and say that I want to put this in here because I'm giving instructions. I can say copy, and there's that picture right there. And I can even make it smaller and put it in there, whatever you want to do. It even tells you like where it came from. If you notice down here at the bottom, I'm just going to delete that. But it did have where it came from. It had like the link. See the link right there? That's where it came from. So explain and send screenshot. I mean, it's got all this stuff in there. So that would be explain and send. Let's go back over here. Clipboard history. You've ever copied and pasted something, but you got to copy and paste two things, and it drives you absolutely crazy. This one is kind of cool for that. So I'm gonna copy board history 2. There's apparently 1 and a 2, but I don't know what 1 does, but 2 works. I've only heard of 2. But when I searched for it earlier today to put the link in, there was 1. So what I can do is I can say, okay, I want to start running now. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy all of this, and I'm going to this way so you can see I'm copying it. But then I want to copy context, copy. I'm going to copy draft back, copy. Okay, so then I come back over here, and I've got all this stuff in here. So let's say that I want to go back to what this says clearly. That was from 4 hours ago, and I want that to be in my clipboard, and I just paste it, and as you see, it put clearly in there. So what it'll do is it will go and it will save everything that you're clipboarding. If I'm coming over here, and if I was clipboarding this page right here, copy, this page, copy, and I click back over here, those are all in there, and then I just decide where I want it to go. I want this, I want this one, I click on that one, and whatever's green is the one that you're going to be able to paste. So I love that, especially like if there's 2 or 3 things, if I need the link and the information and maybe an email address or something, and I have all those, I can go in there and I can save them that way. The next one is context. Context is like extensity. It will let you turn on and off the different if I click this and I click down, you can see the ones that are red are on, green that are on, the ones that are red are off. So I can click if I want to turn clearly on, I can do that. If I want to turn it back off, I can turn it here. One of the great things about it is that, and I thought I had mine in there, is that you can actually take your extensions and group them. And then you can turn off an entire group. So if you wanted just your group of Google apps, because there's some Google apps that are extensions, you can turn those on and turn the others off. You know, so that's one of the cool things about it. So that's context. Draft back. Okay, draft back is really kind of cool. The thing about draft back, it plays back the history of a document being created, and it opens it, but it opens in the Google Doc and not in here. So if I open this and I click, okay, turn on draft back, If you notice, there's nothing that happens. There was nothing that came up here. But if I go ahead and reload, actually, you know what? I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to open this in a new tab. Now, see how it's got this thing that says draft back revisions right here? And so I can go on here and I can click draft back. And I can say, okay, I want to play it. And it actually goes back through and it redoes the entire document, word for word, and you know, and it even shows like graphs and statistics, what time I typed it, what time I didn't type it. You can play it at actual speed. I don't know if anybody has that much time because I spent a long time putting these all together. Well, it wasn't a long time, but, you know, over a long period of time. So it's just really kind of cool how you can go back. If you're writing a paper, this would be really cool to go back and see how that paper was written over time. So, yeah, that would be draft back. But, yeah, it just shows up here. It doesn't show up there. So if you're doing draft back and you can't find it, that's why. It's really there. It's not going to show up there. All right, so let's go back over here. And the next one is Evernote Web Clicker. Bookmark pages in your Evernote account. If you are an Evernote user, some people are. If you're not, Evernote's something you might want to check out. It's placed, just kind of it's like a big, huge binder is a good way I would explain it. So if I turn Evernote Web Clicker on, and I'm going to go over here to this, I was just clicking on Use Things, and I'm going to say, okay, let's reload the page then. Okay, so now I'm going to click. It has to wait for the page to load. Maybe not. So it comes over here, and I can say, okay, I want to keep the article. I want to keep a simplified article, which is just this part of it. I want to keep the full page. If I say simplify article, or I want to bookmark it, this will do the bookmark. I can add a tag. This is talking about, let's see, space. I can add that tag to it so it's easy for me to say find it. I can do a screenshot of it. If I did simplified article, I can come on here. I can actually highlight if there's something I really wanted to go back and read. I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. This is how much it weighed and how much it did. And then I can say save it, and it saves that clip into my it saves the clip into my Evernote. And so when I open up Evernote, it's going to have it saved in there. It's just that one little clip that we saw. It won't have all this nonsense in there, and it'll have my highlights in there as well. I guess I'll show you. I wonder if it'll log me in. Let's see. Enter my email. That's not it. I don't know how to get in. Oh, it looks like it worked. So if I can go in here, my last thing. Oh, come on, no, just get started. So I can go in here and find my last thing. Let's see if I push search in my notes for space. There it is right there. And you can go in here and you can see where I highlighted it and everything. So it's in there, which is kind of cool. All right. There's no telling what's in there either. My Evernote one time got hacked and it was horrible. I don't even know if I got everything out of there. So there's Evernote. Fresh Start. Fresh Start lets you click on this. Fresh Start, if I can open it. Fresh Start lets you save browser. So look, I have all this stuff open in my windows. And so let's say that I want that, and let's see, there's the doc, and let's see the web stores. Let's say I want to save those two. I could name that webinar, and I can click save, and it saves it. And so I can go back later and I can say, okay, well, let's see, I'm going to open up a new tab. Well, see if I can open up a new window. New window. can pull this up. I can say, okay, webinar. And as you see, it pulls up those two things that I saved. And so you can save the two that you had up there. All right, so I'm going to close that. All right, so let's fresh start. Google Dictionary is on here. How did you get the drop-down box for the extensions? Drop-down box, that would be the Extensity. That's the Extensity app. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. So that's the Extensity app. The extension, I guess. All right. So next one, fresh start. I just did that one. And Google Dictionary. Google Dictionary stays on once you've got it done. The cool thing is you can click on it and define a word, or let's say I'm going back over here and I do not know what this word right here means. If I double click it with that on, it tells me auction is a public sale. If I say more, it's going to take me actually to the Google page with the definition in there. If I click on it, let's see if I highlight it and then click up here, it's going to give me the information right there. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, anytime I highlight something and just sit there, it's going to come up. And it's indispensable means it's absolutely necessary, so it gives me that definition pretty fast. And that one always stays on and you can't turn it off once it's on. All right, so Google Dictionary I just did. Google Docs Quick Create, if I turn that one on. This one, Google Docs Quick Create. So if I click on that, I can say, okay, I want to do a new document. Boom. Takes me automatically to a new document. For some reason it puts me in that account, but we can flip it over. That is so weird. Okay. I should be signing into 2 accounts anyway right now. But it takes you to a new document. You can do a new spreadsheet. And it'll take you to a new spreadsheet. So it's kind of cool. Google Tone. Google Tone is kind of, it's different. It's new. What you can do is if I said, okay, I am on this website right here, and I want, and all of my students have, where I have the Chromebook card out, and everybody's got their Chromebook out there, and I want them to go to this website because I just found it. Hey guys, you know, we're looking for research, and so found this cool page about this RAM chip from Gemini. I can click this button right here. That's really loud. And what it will do is that it will send, for some reason it didn't hear itself. Okay, well that was really loud. I don't know why it didn't hear itself. But it will send that tone, it will send this screen or this link to everybody's page. And so they'll get a little pop-up right here that says, do you want to open this page? And they can open the page. Yeah, it can be a pain if kids are all sending things like that, but back and forth, but you can find out where it came from, and you hear it when it does that boop, 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 boop sound because it's done by audio. And so yeah, so you just click on that button, and whatever page it is that you want to share, if I'm on this page, I click it, and everybody will get a pop-up right here that says, do you want to open this page? And that is a little bit easier than, again, trying to get kids to type in www. whatever. Can we push some of these extensions to Chromebooks? Yes, we can push them to some to Chromebooks. Some of them, if they're found in, let me show you something real quick. There's the Play Education Store, play.google.com/edu. Not all these are extensions. Some of them are apps, but if one of them is an extension and you know for a fact it's an extension, like I know this one's an extension, I can go in there and I can say install, and I can actually put in email addresses. And so like if I had a kid, I could send an email, put their email address in and send it out, and it is like as soon as they log in, it'll automatically go to theirs. And they can't turn it off because I set it that way and I couldn't get it turned off. So if you know it's an extension, you can do it that way. Other things you can tell me, and I can send it to your school's group. If there's like a, if everybody, if your school likes this, we can send it that way to all the students in that group. Because it's not so much a Chromebook as it is an account, if that makes sense. But if you send them out this way, if you can find them on the Google Play for Education, you can definitely send them out to each student that way. Let's see. So back here, print-friendly PDF. Have you ever tried to print out a web page because the kids need to read this and you want them to learn how to read text and stuff, and it prints out 400 pages? This one is fantastic. I use this so much. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. Print-friendly. So if I turn that on and I click it up here, it takes out all of that, all that nonsense. And I can say, okay, well, this right here is just a link. I don't need it. So I can just click on it and it'll delete it all off. It doesn't work perfect for every page. And then I just tell it to print that. And it has just the information I want without having to print 16 pages of ads. When I was in the classroom, I used that one so much. That one is print friendly. I love that one. Screencastify will actually make videos and save them to your Google Drive. Turn it on. Let's see if I click this. This is how easy it is. Literally, it's this easy. I can go okay. Microphone's on, audio's on. I want it to do my desktop. I can tell it I want it to do my camera. I don't. I can tell if I just want to do a tab, just a certain tab, and I can click Start Recording. Let's say that I want it to do this screen share. And you can see on here that it's sharing my screen and that it's recording. Here's the, see, it's recording, and I can tell it to stop. And when I'm stopped recording, it puts, there it is. And you can go up to 10 minutes on it. And then it's recording. There you go. Okay, so it's good, obviously. And so it's that simple to use. You just click on it, and then you can start recording your screen. You get up to 10 minutes. You can't do a whole 30-minute webinar like this. Hopefully, yeah, 30-minute webinar like this, but it'll do it. Share to classroom is very easy. Click on that one on. If I turn the others off, share to classroom, I click on this, loads my classes, and say, okay, I want to put it into this Tech Camp one, and I want to push this link right here to students. I can click push to students. I can click make an announcement. I can click create an assignment, and using this link, and I can assign it to all the students. So that's pretty cool, especially if you're a Google Classroom user. Web timer. Where did it go? Web timer. Web timer. It will actually record, and I should have done this earlier. It'll tell you where you spend most of your time online. It'll just start recording over time. Last time I had it on for 3 minutes, and in 3 minutes, these were places I spent a lot of my time. And so it'll actually kind of help you track where your time's being spent. It'll help your kids, if you have children, know where they are, where they're going when they're online. One-click timer. And I'll leave that on. We can look at it at the end. One-click timer, I think, is up here at the top, and it's just a quick timer. I can click it on. Click it on for 1 minute. And it'll, I don't know, 1 minute. After 1 minute, 60 seconds, there it goes. After that time, it'll ding, ding, ding. I'll keep going because I don't want to run out of time. It'll ding in just a minute when it gets down to its seconds. Announcify, and for some reason Announcify always works for me, but today when I was practicing with it, just to make sure everything was working, it did not come on. So we're going to try it again. But if it doesn't come on, and this is what it did earlier. I don't know what's going on. Usually, oh, there it is.
Listening to 1,5 kilobyte of space and computing history with Gemini 3 RAM chip NBC News.
Probably need to change his accent.
And space history.
And you notice here that it is blurred out when they're not reading it. So it's reading this paragraph. Everything else is blurred out.
Gemini 3 is now up for auction.
Alright, go away. And so it'll open it up in a new thing, and it'll read to it. So that's pretty cool for kids who can't read. My time's up with my timer. There's my timer. So that's pretty cool for kids who can't read the screens. And I love how it blurs out the rest of them. So Chrome Vox is something that, and I'm not going to turn it on because I'm just not going to turn it on. But it will make your entire computer where you can tell it to go to the next screen. You can tell it to open up a link. You can tell it to tab to the next choice. You pretty much use your voice to as a mouse. It's something you really have to practice with, but it's very great for kids who have accessibility problems. People who can't see, it'll read the whole screen. It'll tell them where they're at. You can put them on your Chromebooks for their accounts, and it does an amazing thing. So I just put that on there in case anybody ever wants to use it. Clearly is pretty cool. I really like it. Let's see. Let's go in here and turn these off. Clearly, where is it? Clearly. So if I'm on this page right here and I click clearly on, I might have to reload the page. And I turn clearly on, it kind of closes up my page. I can highlight it. And this does very similar to what, say I can sign into Evernote and I can actually put it into Evernote and save it. But it takes away all those other distractions that are in there. It is from Evernote, but it does similar to the Evernote, the other Evernote app. What was that called? Evernote Web Clipper. All right, so the next one is Color Enhancer. These are for students that have maybe, or people that might be colorblind. And you can change your colors up and down. So if I enable it, I can change it to where I want it to look more like this. And they can go in and they can actually change these colors so they can see it better. If you notice, it's kind of changing colors a little bit. So people who are colorblind, have eye fatigue. If you feel like your eyes are getting tired after reading for so long, you can go in there and that color enhancer will do that. High contrast does that too. Can't find it. There it is. High contrast will, flip it. So if you have, eye fatigue, people who are colorblind, it makes it a little bit easier. It changes all the pages like that. This is kind of why you got to have that extensity to turn things on and off. So if I click them and turn them back off, it'll flip back to, I have to reload the page to get it back to where it was. So it'll flip it back. Yeah, my Google Hangout over here is like crazy looking. So Open Dyslexic. This one is pretty awesome. If I click here and Sensify, where do I go? Open Dyslexic. This changes the font to a font that people who have dyslexia can read better. I'm going to, did it open it? Can't tell if it opened it or not. This is open. I'm going to reload the page and see. Yeah, and so I can't really read that too well, but it's supposed to be a font that helps people with dyslexia read the page, and so yeah, it's kind of a cool thing that would help people. So turn back off because if not, I won't be able to read this. Here we go, back to regular font. And Speak It. Speak It is fantastic. Speak It is one of the ones I know is in the Google Play Store for education, so you can send that out to your whole, to your students. Where am I? I want to go back here. All right, so if I click on Speak It, I've got to highlight it. It's going to read what is highlighted.
Sitting in space history buffs alike will appreciate this RAM chip from 1965. Part of the first computer that ever flew on a manned space mission, Gemini 3, and it's now up for auction. It's 4,096 bits, or half a kilobyte.
Okay, thank you. So it'll read all of the information. You can turn the volume up. So
it isn't exactly state-of-the-art.
And she'll read what you have highlighted. So I think that's kind of cool. And you can go in there into your settings, your options, and change her accent, all that stuff as well. So that is Speak It. So those are just a few of them. There's thousands and thousands of extensions. There might be some that you guys, if there's one that y'all like, y'all can put that into the chat boxes so we can see it. I'd like to hear what you guys like. But other than that, that's about it. Anybody have any questions? I see one of them coming up. Thanks, Nicole. Anybody else? So I'll record this. I'll make sure it goes straight into the YouTube, and should be good to go. All right. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good afternoon. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is Lauren. Okay, good. I got it. Help. Yeah, these are really some cool things that are out there. All right, I'm going to stop the broadcast.